Alrighty, we're gonna start with, excuse me, the North America South Grand Blue versus Community League, and it was taken by the Senpai Spider. Senpai Spider qualifies for the North America Regional Finals, so congrats to them. And they beat Neo Karsh to get there. Accent Star, Lord Jan from Houston, rounding out your top four. Rose, Lockhart, Cello, Professor Necotech, and Mad Best Killer rounding out your top 8. Yoinky Sploinky, runner for Bestie for Best Name of the Week. Soul Roba, Chunko, and Sir McNuggets all tying for 9th, and rounding out the top 16 is Sin, Baron, Diamond Dust, and none other than Lord Blue in the chat. Congratulations, Blue. Next, Lost Tech City was a Smash Brothers World Tour Gold event, and the Smash Brothers Melee single was taken by Lord Mango. The best 3 gold results player contribute to the player's ranking, so Mango got himself a big win over Plup, over Panda's Plup, and Hungry Box rounding out your top 3 for a very stacked top 3. AMSA, one of the gods, rounding out the top 4. SFOP, Wizrobe, Salt, and SFAT rounding out your top 8. Magi, Kodorin, Axe, and Pipsqueak rounding out your top 9, and the rest of the top 16 tied for 13th. Mech, Bobby Big Balls, another runner for Best Name of the Week. Palpa and SDJ rounding out the rest of the top 16. But that wasn't it. There were still Melee singles. And Mars, Panda's own Mars, taking it. 400 smackaroos for a good result, for one of the best 3 gold results. The Mexican Invader Meister taking second. Lima rounding out your podium. Zamba, Luis, Send, Kirby Kid, and Nico rounding out your top 8. Tied for 9th, SkyJ, the Lord Esam, Atomic, and Dark Wizzy. And rounding out the top 16, tied for 13th, is Base Mage, MVD, Wadi, and Mute Ace. Now let's take it over to the Melty Blood. Melty Blood's official tournament had its US West qualifier, where the top 8 competitors qualified for the US Finals. And it was taken by Raiden. Raiden taking home the big win. Akimi Tensei rounding out your podium. Nico May, Sauce Boss, Shatani, CG, and Giuseppe all rounding out your top 8. However, if you look at the left over here, Giuseppe is not able to attend, so Luce is going to be taking their spot. Luce tied for 9th. You can see him there, along with Roger with a W, Grease Lord, and Trilast 360. And rounding out the rest of the top 16, Gozen, Shahinzan, Someday Soon, and the Lord Killsay GG Zone. So congrats to everybody here. Now, let's take it over across the pond to the land of cheese and butter. The Mixup, all the way over in France, was a Dragon Ball FighterZ Power event, and it was taken by, you guessed it, no invasions here, the Lord Yasha, taking it over Kane for the big grand finals, and Noka rounding out your all-French podium top 3. Gropus from Spain, OB Assassin from Great Britain, Shanks, the Lord Shanks from Spain, joined Chomp and White Black for the rest of your top 8. Tied for 9th, Easy, is that Easy Nan or Easy Man? I can't tell. I think it's Easy Man. Kasuga, Wade, and Yamas all tying for 9th, and tied for 13th. Rounding out the rest of the top 16 is Kinjito, Nuestra Familia, Ju Nanago, and Flash number 47. Next, DNF Duel. DNF Duel was at the Mixup, was an Arc World Tour 2022 qualifier, and it was taken by Mystic Smash. However, we've seen that name before. Where was it at? Look to your left. Mystic Smash qualified at CEO Taku. So the qualification spot goes to number 2, the Lord K-Top, making it all the way to Grand Finals. So K-Top, congratulations. You are now in the Arc World Tour Finals. Rounding out your podium is Tales of Mr. E from the Great Britain. And the rest of the top 8 is Sachio, Lordrax, Ganondorf, Kwangster, and H-Dope. Tied for 9th is Mick, Bushinryu, Arc, and War Bandit. And tied for 13th is Kiji Labet, Neos, Instinct, and Goombu. Sticking with the Arc World Tour, Guilty Gear Strive was the other Arc World Tour qualifier tournament, and all the way from Israel, over Latif, Zando, the Israeli master, qualifies for the Arc World Tour finals, taking it over Latif. Latif with another bizarre salty pop-off on stream, going on stream saying that if you pop off as a RAM player, you don't deserve to pop off, which we'll talk a little bit about that after the recap. Third, the big Leffen, Team Solo Mids Leffen, rounding out the podium, almost getting there, man. Leffen is really making a name for himself in this game. It's amazing to watch. Fourth is Skill, tied for 5th. Mystic Smash, once again, making a good showing for Guilty Gear Strive. And Jetstream, rounding out the rest of the top 8. Tied for 7th is Varix, 777, and Pinhead. Who you calling Pinhead? Yurio Legion, Trikeezer, Orochi Haomaru, and Neos, all tied for 9th. And rounding out the rest of the top 16 is Patachu, Element, Kanza, and Zandere. So congrats to everybody for the top 16 at Guilty Gear Strive. However, we're not done. We still got some KOF 15 action, taken by France's own Victor over Zen Chen and the Lord Will Tupac, all in the podium. Fourth goes to the... What's the use? That Deutsch? Is that the Deutschland? The Deutschland zone die. Rounding out the rest of the top 8, tied for 5th and 7th, is Orochi King, Kai Dragon, Kusanagi, and Bakura, all from France. So very strong showing from France at KOF 15. Tied for 9th is Lord Poyo, Sinjol, CCL, and Elisha. And tied for 13th is Gilgamesh, 623, SX the Sinner, Hiken no Geef, and the Big Nog. Yeah, the Big Nog. And the big main event at the Mixup, the master event for the Tekken World Tour 2022, taken by Joka. Joka taking it over Kokoma in what was an amazing grand finals. Please do yourself a favor and go watch that. It was unbelievable. What a showing by Joka. Joka has been really worked his ass off this year, and he really deserves this win. So big congrats to Joka taking it over Talon Zone Kokoma, the Korean invader. Daniel Mato all the way from Italy, rounding out your podium. The rest of the top 8 was Kalak on 4th, Tetsu and Kirikira tied for 5th, and Tibetano and Leonidas, all tied for 7th. Top 9, look at all the names, all the bodies laid by the top 8 competitors. Sephi Black, Gosane, Ultra Instinct Potato, probably another bestie runner-up for a bestie best name of the week, and Banana. We'll call both of those runner-ups for bestie best name of the week. Tied for 13th, rounding out the rest of the top 16 is Momo Dog, Fergus, Ao Richie, and Lane. And that is the Mix-Up, but we're not done. We still got Thunderstruck, a Dragon Ball FighterZ power event all the way in Mexico, taken by Zane. Zane traveling all the way to Mexico with an All-USA Grand Finals, taking it over Hook Gang God. Levi Shoto, the last remaining Mexican representative, taking the bronze. The rest of the top 8 is an all-Mexico affair with Neku, Gish, Maldad, Danny, and Aleta Sori. Tied for 9th, Muzam, Koopa DJT, Phoenix, and Khalifa. And rounding out the rest of the top 16 is Minicats, First Sparta, Pain, and Chakras, all tied for 13th. And last but not least on our gigantic list here, the Vienna Challengers Arena, another Smash World Tour Platinum event, taken by Bloom Forever from Great Britain, taking some 800 points home over Gluttony from France. Abadango traveling all the way from Japan, taking himself a bronze medal in this tournament. The rest of the top 8 was Siskwi, Trim, Leon, Space, and Pelly. Tied for 9th, Fatality, Modzai, Raflo, and Maze Beans. And tied for 13th is Pew, Rush is Kept, Shanique, and Quick. enough about the past and what happened last week. What's going on this weekend? First Attack. The big old 10th anniversary of First Attack happening in Puerto Rico is a Smash World Tour Platinum event and the Dragon Ball FighterZ Extended Division Power event. So please go check it out at First Attack PR. They're celebrating their 10th anniversary. Give them some love. Grand Blue versus Community Leagues US East is happening over at Versus Asia. And one thing that is not on this list, and that's my fault that I didn't ask for, Street Fighter League starts on Friday. Street Fighter League US. Or might as well just call it Street Fighter League World at this point, because there's only, what, like 2 US teams on there? Street Fighter League US is starting this weekend as well as the big beta weekend, so we'll see a lot of tiny tournaments popping up here and there. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was your weekly recap.